You're watching DD India Live. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's now take a look at some of the major stories of this hour. Voting is underway for 70 assembly seats in national capital New Delhi. 19.9% voting was recorded till 11 in the morning. Over 15.5 million voters will cast their votes to seal the fate of 699 candidates in a single phase. The key candidates in the fray are Aam Aadmi Party National Convener Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi Chief Minister Atishi Marlena and Delhi Minister Gopal Rai, BJP's Vijender Gupta, Pravesh Verma, Ramesh Biduri and Kailash Gehlot. Congress has fielded Sandeep Dikshit, Harun Yusuf and Alka Lamba. And here we see President of India Draupadi Murmu exercising her right to franchise. Voting for the Delhi Assembly elections began at 7 a.m. Indian Standard Time, with several prominent leaders casting their ballots soon after polling commenced. President Draupadi Murmu cast her vote at President's Estate, while Delhi Lieutenant Governor Vinay Kumar Saxena, along with his wife, also exercised their franchise. Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar also cast his vote during early hours. Among the early voters were Union Ministers Dr. S. Jaishankar and Hardeep Singh Puri, Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi, Election Commissioner Sukhbir Singh Sandhu and Delhi Police Commissioner Sanjay Arora. Others who turned up early at the polling stations included Delhi BJP President Virendra Sachdeva, Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and Sandeep Dikshit, and Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia. These elections are high-stakes polls for the Aam Aadmi Party, AAP, BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party and Congress, as the Aam Aadmi Party is hoping to retain its power for the third term, while the BJP is eyeing to regain power almost after 27 years. Congress, which once ruled the state for 15 years, is also hoping for a comeback. The single-phase voting will continue till 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time, while the results will be announced on February the 8th, that's Saturday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged voters to participate in this festival of democracy with full enthusiasm and cast their valuable vote. In a tweet, he said, "On this occasion, my special wishes to all the young friends who are going to vote for the first time. Remember, first vote, then refreshment." India has made a significant progress in the mobile and electronics manufacturing and has become the world's second largest mobile manufacturing country. In 2014, India had only 2 mobile manufacturing units. But fast forward to the date, the nation now boasts of over 300 manufacturing units, underscoring a significant expansion in this vital sector. In 2014, only 26% of the mobile phones which were being sold in India were made in India. The rest were being imported. Now, it is worth mentioning that today 99.2% of all mobile phones which are sold in India are made in India. The manufacturing value of mobile phones has surged from 18,900 crore rupees in fiscal year 2014 to a staggering 422,000 crore rupees in fiscal year 2024. And next we take a look at what else is making news in India. Indian Army mobilized to assist in the aftermath of a train collision and derailment in India's northern state of Uttar Pradesh. The incident occurred on Tuesday when a moving goods train collided with a stationary goods train, leading to the derailment of an engine and a guard's coach. No casualties have been reported. The army team has successfully removed one guard wagon from the track, while efforts are ongoing for the removal of the locomotive using high-duty proclanes. Late Chaman Arora has been honoured with the Sahitya Akademi Award 2024 in Dogri for his book Ek Hor Ashwathama. The Ministry of Culture announced that the book was unanimously selected by a 3-member jury. The award, including a casket with an engraved copper plaque and a cash prize of 1 lakh rupees, will be presented to Arora's family on March 8th in New Delhi. Sahitya Akademi President Madhav Kaushik approved the decision. Sonmarg town of Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is alive with excitement as an ice skating competition organized by the SDA and State Tourism aims to promote winter sports and local talent. The event features 20 skaters under expert guidance. Local residents and participants are enthusiastic about the initiative, which enhances Sonmarg's reputation as a winter sports hub. The recently inaugurated Sonmarg tunnel by Prime Minister Modi is expected to boost winter sports and tourism, driving economic growth and ensuring year-round access to the valley. Himachal Pradesh witnessed fresh snowfall in higher reaches today, including the north portal of the Atal Tunnel in Rohtang and Kalpa in Kinnaur district. Dharmshala and Kangra also received snow, while Shimla and Bhuntar experienced drizzle. The local meteorological office has issued a yellow warning for thunderstorms and lightning in Una, Bilaspur, Hamirpur, Chamba, Kangra and Solan tomorrow. The police advised commuters to avoid unnecessary travel due to slippery roads and reduced visibility. And on to some international news now. Just 2 weeks into his second term, US President Donald Trump announced that Washington will be taking a direct role in the Gaza Strip by taking ownership of the Strip. Hamas says this could ignite the region. This follows Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's historic visit to the US as the first foreign leader to meet with Trump during his second term. A report.
US President Donald Trump made some bold claims regarding US involvement in Gaza on Wednesday. The president, fresh off his re-election, declared that the United States would take over the Gaza Strip. Trump called the move a long-term ownership of the region and emphasized that it would help stabilize the West Asia. The president added that he believes the US can broker peace in Gaza and is committed to creating lasting security in the area.
The US will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
Trump and Netanyahu discussed an array of topics, including the potential for peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia. At the same time, President confirmed that he will soon make visits to Gaza, Israel, and Saudi Arabia, aiming to solidify these critical partnerships.
With the historic Abraham Accord, something that was really an achievement that was, I think, going to become more and more important because we achieved the most significant Middle East peace agreements in half a century, but the Abraham Accords in particular, and I really believe that many countries will soon be joining this amazing peace and economic development transaction. It really is a big economic development transaction. I think we're going to have a lot of people signing up very quickly. Unfortunately, for 4 years, nobody signed up. Nobody did anything for 4 years except in the negative.
Netanyahu expressed confidence that such a peace deal is not only achievable but within reach, citing his recent agreements with several Arab nations under the Abraham Accords.
I think peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia is not only feasible, I think it's going to happen. I think if we had another half a year in your first term, it would have already happened.
True. Many more, I agree, many more nations.
I think you can't prejudge and pre-guess how we'll achieve it. But I'm committed to achieving it. I know the president is committed to achieving it. And I think the Saudi leadership is interested to achieve it. So we'll give it a good shot, and I think we'll succeed.
Reacting to Trump's advances, Saudi Arabia said on Wednesday it would not establish ties with Israel without the creation of a Palestinian state. The statement from the Saudi Foreign Ministry said Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has affirmed the kingdom's position in a clear and explicit manner that does not allow for any interpretation under any circumstances. However, the situation remains complex. Trump's proposed solutions to the Gaza crisis will require delicate negotiations. His administration is also expected to announce a position on Israel's sovereignty over the West Bank, a long-standing and contentious issue in the region. Meanwhile, Hamas is prepared to enter talks with the US, signaling a potential thaw in their historically adversarial relationship. And in another bold move, Trump expressed his willingness to reach an agreement with Iran, potentially signaling a shift in US Iran relations.
They cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. I'm not putting restrictions. They cannot have one thing. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. And if I think that they will have a nuclear weapon, despite what I just said, I think that's going to be very unfortunate for them. If, on the other hand, they can convince us that they won't, and I hope they can, it's very easy to do. It's actually very easy to do. I think they're going to have an unbelievable future.
As President Trump sets the stage for future talks, the stakes have never been higher for peace in the West Asia. The coming months will be critical in determining whether his vision of US leadership in Gaza and the broader region can bring lasting stability. In an increasingly unstable region, one thing is clear: the US intends to play a dominant role. Aarti Rana's report with Antrasana for DD India.
US President Donald Trump will be holding tariff talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping. However, the US President says he's in no rush to hold the talks. The call between the two is being scheduled as the new 10% tariffs on Chinese imports take effect, prompting retaliatory measures from Beijing. It was also cleared that the 10% additional tariff will be put on Hong Kong as well as the mainland. Meanwhile, the US Postal Service has announced to temporarily suspend accepting inbound parcels from China and Hong Kong posts until further notice. China has imposed targeted tariffs on US imports and put companies like Google on notice for potential sanctions.
No, we'll speak to him at the appropriate time. I'm in no rush. We're going to do very well against China and against everybody else. Right now, they've taken advantage of the Biden administration like I've never seen. I've never seen. The deficit with China is about $1 trillion. Think of it, $1 trillion. They're using our money to build their military. And Biden let that happen.
Trump's trade advisor Peter Navarro hinted that the call between Xi and Trump could lead to a reprieve for China, but emphasized that any decisions would be up to the US president. The US is reviewing China's compliance with the Phase 1 trade deal. The outcome of the Trump-Xi call remains uncertain, although the US president says he's in no rush to speak with his Chinese counterpart despite expectations of a phone call soon. US President Donald Trump delayed 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada for a month in exchange for help fighting drug trafficking and immigration. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum convinced Trump to back down on tariffs. Mexico on Tuesday began moving troops to its northern border as part of a 10,000-member deployment that President Claudia Sheinbaum promised US counterpart Donald Trump in exchange for a delay of his tariffs. Mexico's economy minister Marcelo Ebrard said that a month is enough to reach an agreement with the US before tariffs take effect.
We are starting a negotiation. Some say a month is not enough. There have been historical processes that have been made in one day, and there are years that nothing happens. This month is more than enough to reach an agreement on these topics.
US President Donald Trump on Tuesday signed an executive order withdrawing Washington from a number of United Nations bodies, including the Human Rights Council, and setting up a broader review of US funding for the multilateral organization. The executive order said that it withdrew Washington from UNHRC and the main UN relief agency for Palestinians, UNRWA, and would review involvement in the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. The moves were made in protest against what White House Staff Secretary Will Schwartz described as anti-American bias at the UN agencies. Tuesday's order would appear to end all US participation in the Council's activities, which include reviews of countries' human rights records and specific allegations of rights abuses. The 47 members of the UN Human Rights Council are elected by the General Assembly to 3-year terms, with the United States ending its latest term on December 31st. It currently has the observer status at the body. The US president also touched upon Iran, saying that he would love to make a deal with the country to improve bilateral relations, but added that Tehran should not develop a nuclear weapon.
They cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. I'm not putting restrictions. They cannot have one thing. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. And if I think that they will have a nuclear weapon, despite what I just said, I think that's going to be very unfortunate for them. If, on the other hand, they can convince us that they won't, and I hope they can, it's very easy to do. It's actually very easy to do. I think they're going to have an unbelievable future.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed willingness to negotiate directly with Russian leader Vladimir Putin if it means ending nearly 3 years of conflict. In an interview with British journalist Piers Morgan, Zelensky stated that he would engage in talks alongside 4 participants, likely Ukraine, Russia, the EU and the US. Despite this, Putin has rejected direct negotiations. Zelensky insists that NATO membership remains Kiev's best security guarantee. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump said that US is talking to Russia and Ukraine to end this conflict. International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi arrived in Kiev on Tuesday, inspecting a damaged electricity substation and cautioning that continued attacks on Ukraine's power grid could trigger a nuclear disaster. Grossi, alongside Energy Minister German Galushenko, assessed the damage before announcing plans to visit Russia this week to discuss the situation, including the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant.
The focus of my visit this time is to see and to assess personally the situation at in general, the substations, in particular this one. We've chosen Pitska because of its importance in terms of the functioning of the grid here in Ukraine. The situation is quite dire. We should not, I think, hide the fact, and as you can see behind us, this infrastructure has been degraded, but I must say that I'm impressed with the work, with the effort that is being put in order to ensure nuclear safety.
In his nightly address, President Volodymyr Zelensky revealed that he and Grossi agreed to expand IAEA oversight at Ukraine's nuclear sites. And on to some sporting action now. First, updates from India's national games. Karnataka, the southwestern state, is leading the medals tally with a total of 53 medals, including 28 gold, 12 silver and 13 bronze. Services Sports Control Board continue to maintain the second position, winning 21 gold, 10 silver and 9 bronze, bringing their total to 40 medals. Maharashtra stands third with 76 medals, including 16 gold, 33 silver and 27 bronze medals. Host state Uttarakhand has secured 26 medals, placing them in the 15th position. Karnataka's Nitin and Prakash clinched the men's doubles badminton title at the 38th National Games in Uttarakhand. In an exclusive chat with DD India's Narayan Singh, the duo said that competing at the National Games was a wonderful experience for them.
During the national game, there are multiple stars who are performing here, and right now I'm joined by the Karnataka doubles team who won gold medal in the men's doubles in badminton. Nitin and Prakash. Nitin and Prakash, a very congratulations to you people for winning the gold medal. So how was the competition here?
The competition was definitely going to be tough. We knew that from the start, but all we had to do was focus on our strengths and our plan. So from the first match, we made a plan and we stuck to it, and in the end it worked out well, and happy to be on the winning side of gold medal.
Prakash, talking about the way right from the first match you were playing exceptionally well, and throughout the tournament you played great badminton here. So tell something about how the tournament panned out. What are the learning aspects through this edition of the National Games?
I'm glad that we won this match, and first of all, we didn't play together for long a while. This is our first individual match we played, and we did really well actually. Yeah.
So they performed really well. And Nitin, talking about in the past also, it's I think so third time you are playing in the national games, and you also won previously gold medal for your team Karnataka. So this time around in Uttarakhand, how the experience was different, and how, because the climate and the condition were also, tell something about that.
We are from the south, so the weather here is completely different and it's very cold. It takes a lot of time to warm up, so we had to wear 2-3 layers of clothing so that we could warm up for our match. But then again, we came here 2 days before the tournament, so it helped us get used to the courts, the weather, and the conditions. Other than the cold, the courts were really great, and very happy.
We are seeing the players are getting a platform, they are getting an opportunity, and definitely the way Karnataka is leading in the medals tally also, definitely it shows that the path of the Indian sports is on an upward trajectory. With camera person Manmohan, Narayan Singh, DD India, Dehradun.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live. Thank you for tuning in. News and updates continue on DD India. From all of us here in New Delhi, thank you for watching.